You are now listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you the current events and issues. All information and resources are based on the opinions of the host unless otherwise noted. This podcast may contain some quotations, images, and or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. This is your news report, and I am your host, Tony. Welcome. You are listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, and this is your news report. I am your host, Tony Williams, and we've got Yo in the house.
Good morning. How you doing? How you feeling?
Yes, and we doing some news today for y'all. It's a lot going on, and I'm pretty sure you guys, some of you, because a lot of people don't like looking at the news. And then you have those who are like me. I've got to see the news. It's got to start my day. But who don't, I'm bringing you a couple of news headlines today. And we've got some pretty interesting stories for you here. And we're going to be giving our opinion and, what we think and feel on it. If you guys are listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment in the box below. If you're listening to this on any of the podcast outlets, hey, leave me some feedback. It is welcomed and appreciated. Get your voice out there and let the world know what you think. So, we're going to start with our first story. And our stories today, let's be clear about this. Everybody else who's not Louisiana, you're safe right now. Because we're just talking about Louisiana. So, Boot, I'm sorry. We love you. But we finna have to tell this on you.
We're going to go in on y'all for a little minute now.
Yeah, because there's some things going on. And we're going to start with BCPD. For those of y'all who don't know, that is Bossier City Police Department. Okay? So, we have an officer being belligerent. And his behavior was caught on camera. And this was, due to a traffic stop, which leads to him getting fired. So, I know it makes you wonder, what could a police officer possibly do to get fired?
Right. Because he's supposed to be the law, right?
Right. That's what you would think.
Right.
And first reading across this, I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
Really?
Right.
Okay, so here we go. Now, this incident was caught on camera, and it happened on January 13th.
This year? Last year?
You know what? It actually does not. This year. It's got to be this year.
Yeah, January.
It's got to be this year.
Blood moment.
That's okay. That's okay. It's one of those kind of days.
Right.
Now, apparently, it all started with a phone call. And somebody called and reported that a police officer was driving his, police vehicle and driving reckless.
Was he under influence or anything?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Now, he was driving recklessly on Highway 62 in Benton.
Right.
So, after the call, of course, supervisors get involved.
Benton, Louisiana?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I can't imagine being a supervisor and having to pull over
your own worker.
Who's in a squad car?
Right.
Driving reckless. And it made me wonder at first, okay, is this a medical emergency?
Yeah.
Is something wrong with it?
Yeah, because you just can't think negative. You don't know what's going on. So
yeah, so you try to be a little optimistic.
Right.
But, well, in this case, and I'm gonna go on and drop his name this time.
Okay.
Off-duty officer Travis Coker. Yeah, and he was off-duty. That's the kicker.
Okay.
He's off-duty, but he's driving the squad car recklessly.
What was the reason for him to be driving?
I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he had just got off or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like, I wonder, it makes you think, well, do they drive the vehicles when they're not working that day at all? Are they even allowed to do that?
I done seen a few myself.
Really?
Without the uniform on, with regular clothes on, I done seen them driving the police's cars and things.
Yeah, because from the pictures, and you guys can't see these pictures, but he's in a t-shirt and jeans. He's got his shades on.
Regular day clothes.
Yeah. Regular, I'm going...
Sunglasses.
Yeah, I'm going to the car wash, and I see Sonic over there. Maybe he was going to Sonic, who knows. But IA got involved, and for those who don't know, that's internal affairs. Now, their report says that supervisors found an empty medicine bottle in Coker's unit. An empty medicine bottle.
So he was...
on meds, perhaps?
Meds
But it also says he appeared to be under the influence of some sort of medication or possibly something illegal.
Right. Maybe alcohol.
You think so?
He probably took his medication and drank a beer or something with it.
Oh, and that's a big no-no.
Right. You're supposed to mix liquor, alcohol.
Especially driving a squad car.
Right. What was he thinking?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
It makes you wonder what happened that day to get him to that point.
Right.
But because Coker was driving a police vehicle, of course supervisors had to come and, ordered him to,
Especially driving crazy. He put his life in danger and other people's life in danger.
Yeah, it's like, say, man, what are you doing? What's going on?
Right.
Well, the end result happened to be for this stop is that they wanted him to take a suspicion drug test. Mm-hmm. Now, this is per their, department's policy.
That's the policy.
Yeah, so we got to run with that.
Right.
Well, Coker refused, and he got pretty pissed off, and he didn't want to cooperate.
Well, you know what that means when people don't want to take a drug test, right?
Guilty, perhaps.
Right.
Or too high.
Right.
To really...
He done did something. If the prescription was in his name, it's nothing to worry about.
See, that's the kicker, though, because they don't say whether it was necessarily in his name.
Right.
So, it's a question mark.
Yeah, for him to be acting delusional like that and don't want to take the test... I mean, if it's in your name, it's in your name, so you have the right to take your medicine. So why not take the test if you don't have anything?
Right. So, because he refused, he was placed on administrative leave.
Okay.
I said, you get out the car and you're not working for a little while till we figure out what's going on with you.
Right.
So after a while, IA started this case against him. And, well, it was pretty much sustained. You're not getting out of this. You're going to have to own this. You're going to have to deal with this because it's too many question marks, what ifs, and you're a police officer.
Right.
You can't be doing stuff like that.
Right.
So, as per these days, how they try to protect each other, not saying this was the supervisor's decision,
right,
but he wasn't fired right off. He was not fired right off.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, as we speak, he's still out, but still employed?
Actually, he ended up being fired, but it was 13 days later.
Okay.
Now, 13 days is enough to get a whole nother check. I'm just going to throw that in there.
Like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on what the pay is, because I don't know what their pay is. Right. But maybe they were trying to help him out so he could at least get one last check in or something.
Maybe. Or they had to do some investigation.
Something, because 13 days.
And they fired him, so they must have found something that didn't supposed to.
They had to.
Right.
Because actually, and this is police officers, civilians, and everybody, if you refuse to take even a breathalyzer, they can get a warrant for a blood test.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good possibility that that's what they did.
Probably.
It might have taken them a couple of days to get a warrant to draw blood. So it's probably more than likely whatever they found in his system was reason enough to let him go.
Right. He don't belong in the force if he's gonna do all that. To my opinion.
Well, yeah, because I don't want. Okay, say we have an emergency right now. We gotta call 911.
Right.
I don't want no police officer coming out here. How the hell?
No.
He gonna probably be done messed up everything.
You're supposed to serve and protect, and obviously he wasn't doing that.
He was serving himself,
right?
But not anyone else. And I get it. He was off duty, but still,
You was in a police car. You represent polices.
Exactly.
Right.
It's the representation, and you know what? Now that I think about it, okay, how many other cops are doing that?
Girl, you would be surprised.
How many other cops, and what are they doing? It makes you wonder.
They still human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder. Cop pull you over. I'm going to be sitting there looking in the mirror going, are you high as hell?
Right. Because you don't know these days.
And then with everything that we got going on, with, people getting hurt and killed by the police, it's like, could they have been on something too?
You never know.
Give them some maybe liquid courage to do what they did.
Right.
Because for him to be caught up with an empty medicine bottle and whatever he had in his system that had him driving recklessly, not making good decisions.
Right.
You can't do your job properly if you're under any type of influence of anything.
Right.
Like, it better be an aspirin or an Advil or
right.
a Tylenol or something, something over the counter. But, I mean, even you have to be careful with allergy medicine.
Exactly.
So, we're going to have to follow this story.
Man, we'll have to catch back up on it.
And see what else comes out about this. And we will definitely update you guys on this, because this one is very interesting. And they do have footage for this. And it was on a body camera. So I'm so glad they have to wear body cameras now.
Yes, because it will be a lot of things going on if they didn't.
Yes.
Trust and believe.
Yes. That's crazy though.
Right, very crazy.
I don't know if I want to run into no police right now. I'm like, are you high?
I'm trying my best to stay out the police way.
Right. Okay, so what you got going?
Okay, we're going to hop into this next Louisiana little incident happened back in February of this year. They arrested a white male due to a fire in his mobile home with a decomposed white female body. They saying she was dead for several months with a dog dead.
Oh, damn, not the dog, too.
Yes, the dog.
Oh, wow.
The dog was dead and the female was dead in their home for several months, you guys. So imagine.
Wow.
A dead body in a small 2-bedroom trailer. So you can only imagine. So they arrested him.
Did they? Okay, good.
They arrested him and they saying the investigation is still going on, and I just want to know, have anybody else heard anything on that situation in Natchez, Louisiana? Because this is very crazy.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Right, like.
Could you imagine being a next door neighbor?
That's the thing. They was like by themselves.
So
I wonder, was this just a natural? Did she die and he was just scared to call the police? Didn't know what was going to go on? Or did he murder her and the dog? I mean, something, because by the looks of it, the picture, he look like he's wired up. Like he's been up for days.
He look like he wired up?
Yeah.
Now see, now looking at this picture, oh Lord. And you're not supposed to judge anybody based on how they look.
No, you don't.
But that dude look crazy.
Yeah, he do.
He look crazy. I'm sorry, he just does.
And he look older than 54.
That's 54?
Yeah, that's 54.
Did he age that much living in there with that body?
What drugs do to you.
Lord.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Golly.
It happened in February. This is crazy. When I read this, I was like, Are they serious?
So I wonder, were they in a relationship or were they married?
That's what they don't know. They said that they was roommates. So
roommates.
I don't know if it's just somebody that he knew and was helping her out, or was they having relations? I don't know. So,
because that could be some domestic stuff right there.
Right. So the investigation's still going on, and I just want to hit the topic of that situation because I really want to know what happened.
Yeah, because I want to know now, too. You got people killing dogs, allegedly killing dogs and killing roommates and starting fires. And that's a damn shame what he did to that dog.
Huh?
That's a damn shame what he did to that dog.
It's not funny, but right.
Like
the dog, too? What did the dog
do? Like,
it had to be some drugs involved or something for him to do all this. I mean, I'm not saying he did. I don't know who did it. I don't know what happened.
It's alleged, you know. But when you see or read a story like that, your mind go to running and racing, and it just makes you wonder.
Right, and I haven't heard anything else on it, so that's why I wanted to get on the top of this today and put it out there. Have anybody heard anything else on this?
Yes, let us know.
Yes.
Let us know, because that's...
Comment and let us know if you heard anything.
Because that's unnerving, but it goes to show you don't know who you're living around. You don't know who's in your community.
Right. Living with a psycho.
Man. I mean, he must have not had any family or nothing to come visit or nothing on the regular. What about her? Like...
That's why I said this...
It's strange.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
You live with a dead body and a dead animal for 7 months, and if somebody would have came, they would have smelled that outside the house. They wouldn't have to come in the house.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said something about could you imagine being a neighbor until you said that if they didn't have any neighbors.
And then they just found this in February, right? It was dead for 7 months. So that was during probably summertime.
Ooh, the smell.
Right.
Like nobody, they must live on a dead end street somewhere that nobody just goes that way for anything.
Got to be.
Like, cause
I mean, there is no way you can walk past the house or come up on the porch and not smell nothing.
And it's got to be in a rural area of Natchitoches.
Right.
Like maybe on the outskirts or something, because inside Natchitoches, that's city. You got city trucks, you know, going around getting trash and the water companies and light companies. Everybody's out.
Imagine you see a dog dead on the side of the road. You know how that smells during summer. So imagine a human body
and a
dog in a house locked
closed up.
Right, and he was living in there. God. So it's something's mental wrong with him or something.
Gotta be. Because you don't even want to... Okay, check this out. Everybody that's listening. When you go to the bathroom to do number 2...
Right.
You don't even want to smell your own... No.
Could have done that.
I'm not standing there with the funk.
I know.
I'm going to call somebody if something happened. Like, 911, my roommate... You know,
something I'm with. If I didn't do nothing to her and she just naturally died, I'm going to call 911, somebody.
Yeah, you're going to want to get help.
Right.
Like,
so
he had to be crazy. He had to be.
Crazy, on drugs, something. I don't know.
Something.
But I hope they find a closure to this case and reach out to her. I hope her family know what done happened to her and
they can at least bury her, you know, properly.
So that's why I don't know what happened because nothing haven't been said about this case. So that's why I brought it up, and I was just wondering, have anybody know anything on this case in Natchez, Louisiana, about this fire and the decomposed body and dog in a mobile home?
Yes, let us know because we're curious about them. Kind of make the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
Very spooky.
Yeah. Okay, so moving along, we're going to shift gears and we're going to go over to Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge has got a dirty secret.
What is that?
I know, it's so juicy, isn't it? Okay, it's definitely a dirty secret. It's definitely dirty.
It's filthy.
It's just downright nasty. So... Baton Rouge's dirty secret is 81 tons of litter found in the wetlands behind LSU's Burden Center.
Huh?
Yes.
Repeat yourself again?
81 tons of litter in the wetlands behind LSU's Burden Center.
Wow.
That's a lot of litter.
That is crazy.
Like, is this a dumping situation? Is this just...
Do they not just care?
I don't think they do. And looking at this picture, oh my God. It's trash. I'm talking about cans and...
You could probably find a little bit of anything in this.
There could be a body in there, right. A couple of them.
Like, that is disgusting.
It is. And this is behind a building that people are using. Like, is there no smell? Is there no odor?
Right. It got to be. It's wet out there.
Yes. And the kicker is, this has been found behind the flowers. You know how people, they pass away, and where they pass away at, people like come put flowers and all of that. Well, yeah, it was found behind there.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So they're not trying to... What I'm not getting, they're not trying to pick anything up or clean it up, or they just saying forget it, just let it...
It's interesting because it's just now apparently making news.
Right.
So...
But they can't not know it was back there.
Like, you gotta know something.
Right.
You gotta know.
That's too much trash.
Yeah. So, 81 tons. Who's seen 81 tons of something? Like, face to face?
I haven't.
I haven't either. Like, 81 tons of something?
Right.
Maybe if we go to a truck stop or something and see a bunch of trucks, that might equal up to 81 tons. But this is trash. Like, come on. Now,
so the city just not doing their job, or
that's a good question, because it makes you wonder who's responsible for this.
Right.
So all this trash.
This is years and years of trash here.
Exactly. It sits in a 30-acre wetland. How can it be a wet? It's no longer wetland.
Right.
It's filled with trash.
Right.
So where's the wet?
It looked like the junkyard.
It does. Now, some of the contents that were found here was plastic bottles, beer cans, and basketballs that have floated into the area. And it came from Ward's Creek. And it fills that swampy area up. I mean, it looked like it's not anything wet to walk on.
So what they saying is a creek washed it up to the wetland? All that trash?
That's what I'm saying. It sounds more like an excuse to me, if you ask me. Because,
there's no way. All that trash like that, piled up like that.
Yes. It's just like somebody's not taking responsibility for this. Now, it's thick enough to walk on without touching the dirt underneath.
Wait.
I told you it was no longer wet.
So you can walk on the junk without touching the ground.
Basically.
Do y'all hear that?
Like, what are you truly walking on?
That's crazy.
I mean, because after so long, trash, it begins to decompose whatever is, able to decompose. But it's going into the ground. This is toxic.
Right. I believe this is how everybody gets sick around the world with, like you said, toxic stuff like that floating in the air. We breathing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of bacteria. I feel like this is the type of stuff that give people diseases, cancer, and stuff like that, because it's
airborne.
Right.
Whatever's back there, there are so many different germs that can become airborne. We're already dealing with corona. So if we're dealing with something like that, what's to say that something else hadn't already been in the air, even way before that?
God forbid. Oh my God.
Like the people that do work and live and play in that area.
Right.
I wonder, has anybody gotten sick over the years in that area?
And they don't know where the sickness come from.
Right. Unknown. That's scary.
Hey.
That's really scary.
Put all that together with Corona and that.
I tell you, it's a mess. Literally.
Yes.
Now.
So they just going to leave it there? Did they say anything about
apparently this has been, decades upon decades. This is truly an old problem.
Yes.
So basically, during that time, nobody has done anything. So, who discovered this is the next question, right? Well,
that's what I want to know.
Okay, so a woman by the name of Marie Constantine, who is a founding member of the Louisiana Stormwater Coalition. So, okay, I had to stop right there. So, is this their job or is this city's job? Or is this the center's job? Because it's behind there.
Right.
So, is it on their property or, you know what I'm saying? What is the deal? So, who can take the blame for this?
Right. Somebody will have to take the blame for it.
I ain't taking the blame. I don't live down there.
I'm not either.
And I ain't dumped nothing down there.
Right.
I just want to spread the message, though. So whoever is supposed to be dealing with this can do their job.
Please. Pick up the trash.
What if little kids are roaming around that area?
Right.
What, it's too many what ifs.
Right.
So, Miss Constantine, she made a valid point. This is her statement now. Our fathers and grandfathers have done this. And she goes on to say that we have also done this. And that's, the generations after, because 80 tons, that's a couple of generations right there.
Yeah.
I mean, because generations are coming quicker now, so...
And look, this stuff been going on since we was babies, girl. If it's that much trash back there,
mm-hmm.
We was young.
Now, Constantine estimates in some parts of the litter swamp, it's being called the litter swamp. Wow. That trash is 18 inches deep.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, the director of the Burden Center stepped up and, Jeff Cooney. I might be butchering his name. I'm sorry, y'all, but I might have butchered his name. But, he stepped in and stepped up and he made a statement. He stated that they will be doing core samples to see if the litter goes down any further into the soil. 80 tons, it's in the soil.
Right.
It's getting rained on and everything, and apparently stepped on.
We just had a snowstorm.
Yeah, so it's packed.
Right.
That should be a given, but okay, whatever.
I can only imagine how it looked when it snowed.
When it snowed, they probably couldn't see it was back there. Mm-hmm. It just probably looked like a field.
Right, with a lot of snow.
Oh, that's bad. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So he did make a statement. He said, every time I come back here, it's hard to fathom how much litter has collected back here over time. Wait a minute. He said, every time I come back here. So every time you done been back there.
It's just getting fuller and fuller. So is this where they dump trash at?
It's looking like it. It's almost as if it's a well-known fact for this area that is a dumping ground because clearly nobody's doing anything about it.
Because the key word, every time I come back here.
Yes. So are you not reporting it? Or are you reporting it and just nothing's happening? And who are you reporting this to?
And this is my first time seeing anything like this, so.
Yes.
You know what that is.
Mm-hmm. Now he took over as the director about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. So he been going back there 10 years.
10 years.
10 years on you.
10 years. So that's why I say again, are you reporting this and nothing's getting done, or have you not reported it?
Right.
And who do you report it to?
Or this is just something that y'all do.
Mm-hmm. And it's just gotten worse.
Right.
And this is the kicker now. This is a bigger problem. The parish has never prioritized stopping the litter from floating into the area. So basically they're saying it's floating into the area.
Mm-hmm. It don't supposed to float in, but it's floating in there.
Nor has it taken measures to clean up the mess.
Well, why they haven't tried to put a separation between the creek and that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like do something about it.
Right.
Like, hey.
Because that don't look good to be behind
the
LSU.
posted signs, like you said, separation, fence, or something.
Right.
But he went on to say that it's likely due to leaders and residents having a blasé attitude toward litter and the fact most people, including policymakers, do not know the litter swamp is there. So if it's a possibility that they don't know that the litter is there, that means anyone that's in that area don't give a crap.
They don't. And obviously whoever's been going back there 10 years didn't care either.
Right. So it's just, it makes you wonder, like, do we even care about our communities anymore?
Can't be.
Like, that's filthy. There are kids that have to grow up in this area, and this
is how germs are spreaded.
Exactly. So, and it also states that the area is surrounded by trees, and the only way to see it clearly is by air, or you have to take a walk through it.
By air?
Yeah.
The smell?
See it.
Oh, okay.
To see it. They can't see it because it's surrounded by trees.
Oh, so that means we got to get up in the... Okay.
That's one of the ways that it can be seen, is by air, or you got to walk through there from a nearby neighborhood.
So how did he see it? He said every time you go back there.
Well, he's in the center, and apparently the center is right there behind the center.
Oh, okay.
So when he walks back there, he doesn't have a choice but to see it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So I wonder how many kids has been walking through there playing.
That's gonna catch their eye. They probably went down there playing in it. They catch their eye.
And I know they're probably contributing to it because they're kids.
Right.
I think over the years, how many kids done played back there and just threw their trash back there? Because it's already trash back there.
Right.
But it's horrible, and it needs to stop.
Yes.
It really needs to stop. It is very filthy.
Yes, filthy ain't the word, child.
And if the community, if the residents in the community don't care enough to let the leaders know or get on the leaders' cases about this, can you imagine what their houses and yards look like?
You know what they need to start doing? Giving back out tickets.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, if you're trying to stop this, make them pay a high ticket, $500.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they'll stop them then.
Yeah, you start hitting that wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll make anybody buy down.
Right.
Because that's nasty. But I seriously wonder if they're okay with this as a neighborhood.
I'm pretty sure you got some that don't like it, but
But the latter outweighs.
Right.
The most outweighs the blasé attitude, as he stated.
Mm-hmm.
But that lets you know. So he's probably tried to, get some help with it. But by him stating that the community, has a blasé attitude and so do the leaders, he had to have already reported it several times.
They don't care.
Exactly. They don't care. And in a situation like this, when it's in a community, the community has to get together, band together, and get it done that way. Because the more people get together and speak up about this and let them know, no, we're not going to stand for this. We're, if we got to protest, if we got to, whatever we got to do to get y'all to understand and realize that this is a huge problem and we don't like it and we don't deserve this in our community, that's when they'll do something about it. Because a handful of people saying something, these leaders are like, oh, I've got my hands full. I've got bigger problems than a little trash.
Right.
But they don't realize it's not a little trash.
They probably just been, oh, it's just trash. We get it. They just been pushing the bag, and now it's like, how much tons? How many tons?
81.
81 tons of trash, and now
it's just everywhere.
Right.
And that's dangerous. I mean, for the health of the community. and the generations to come.
Right.
Do something about this. Get this taken care of.
What it's going to be looking like in the next 5 years if they don't start taking care of it now.
You know what? We're gonna archive this story so we can come back to this one when we get more information on this, because this is one that I feel like we're going to be talking about this again, and I don't think there's going to be a real resolution to it.
No, I feel like it's going to get worse though.
It probably is. 81 tons already. We're looking at a couple more tons before they actually do something. Somebody's probably going to have to get sick and die before they actually decide to get up off their butts.
And they're going to have to prove it that it came from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that it did hit the news.
Yeah, it's out there now.
It hits the news, and it's, because this is online right here. And you can find this. Just look up Baton Rouge's dirty secret. Right. Tell me that secret was not dirty as hell.
Very dirty.
That was
swept under the rug type.
Swept under the building. Right. In the back of the woods type deal.
What goes on in Baton Rouge stays in Baton Rouge.
Apparently, within that little community.
Right.
Man, I don't think I can handle any more secrets today.
I don't think, well, I don't know about this. This is a little bit bigger than the one I got coming for you.
Oh, wow.
You never know, honey.
I want to hear this.
Fasten your seatbelt because it's a wild one.
Click, click.
Okay, I'm going to be speaking on, I know everyone done heard about the little situation in Manny High School. Manny, Louisiana, due to the famous football players, but I'm not going to touch on that subject right now. We're going to jump on to the principal.
The principal? What did the principal do?
This happened back in 2020 in October, not too long ago.
Not at all.
The chef, I'm going to say his name, Aaron Mitchell.
Okay.
He did the announcement and the arrest to the Manny High School principal. I'm not going to call his name. I'm pretty sure everyone knows his name. But they arrested him alleging a sexual assault of a juvenile while he was a coach in Sabine Parish in the mid-1990s. 2 victims have came forward in a recent month's disclosure sexual act by the man, the coach.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's back this train up. Did you say the 90s?
Yes, the 90s.
Wow. Oh, wow. The 90s.
Yes.
I think I heard something about this guy. The 90s. That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's like 2 of his victims came up. They was in teenagers back then. Now they're like 30-something. And they just not coming up speaking on that situation. I wonder what took them so long to...
You think they was afraid?
I could say, yeah. I believe they was.
With him being the principal, who's going to believe them?
Right.
Sort of deal?
Right.
That's sad.
I feel like he just took advantage of teenage girls. Mm-hmm. Teenage girls, because everyone done been there. I done had a crush on an older man. But,
yeah.
And he probably took advantage of them, and now they know it's wrong, and they feel some type of way, and...
Got to get it off their chest.
Right. You got to let somebody know.
Yeah. Now, just imagine, okay, so from the 90s until now, how many victims are there truly?
He was a big flirt. He was a big flirt.
And them be the ones, too.
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
But that's like abuse of authority and power right there.
Right. Taking advantage. Right.
Yeah. Wow.
So I just wanted to speak on that little situation. I haven't heard anything else on it. Everybody being hush-hush about it because I guess well-known face in Manny, Louisiana. But,
there we go.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what happened to him after that. And he did bond out.
Oh, he bonded out?
Yeah. And,
I wonder how much was the bond.
The bond was set for $20,000.
$20,000? That's it?
Yeah.
$20,000. That is sad.
$20,000.
His bond could have been set higher than that.
Right.
He's a pedophile.
Right.
Well, quote unquote, allegedly. Let's do that.
Well, it's not allegedly because he married his victim and had kids with her.
One of the
victims. I don't know if she came forward I don't know if she just...
He done brainwashed the girl.
Right, because she was young.
To marry her. Wait, so he done molested her when she was in school. And then, what, when she got out of school?
Well, this what happened. You know, the story, a lot of stories have been said. She used to... She was a cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a coach, and his wife, I think she was a teacher. She babysitted for him, and I guess they had a sexual relationship during that time, and the wife found out, and I guess they got together. They decided to get together, get married, and have kids. And I think she's still with him now. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That was a big secret right there.
Yes, for years.
Years. Oh, wow. We're doing it like that, huh?
Yes, so I don't know what happened to the situation with him with this new thing. 2 people done came up, so I don't know.
I wonder, can they... Because I'm not sure what the statute of limitation is on that for Louisiana. I'm going to have to look that up.
Right, but I think he should be punished.
Well, that's not right by any standards.
Right.
Okay, guys. Well, if we get any more about that story, and if you guys know any information on that, definitely let us know. We want the juicy details, okay?
Yes, we want to know the outcome of this situation because it haven't been spoken on anymore.
That's how they do it, though, trying to keep it hush-hush.
Right.
They do a good job of that. He might be one of the famous families.
I think they are.
The popular crowd.
Because I want to say his dad was the principal of Manning High School, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
That's
if
crazy.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know what, guys? If you have any information, let us know. We welcome it, and we welcome feedback. You guys have been wonderful for catching the news. I have been your host, Tony Williams, and Yo is in the house.
Hey, y'all.
And you've got to come back and do more news stories with us.
You know, Will, all you got to do is invite me, and I'm here.
Invitation sent. There it is. It's in your lap.
All right, I'm here.
You guys have a great day, and be careful, and watch out for yourselves and each other. You have been listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you the current events and issues. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my news report. I wish you the best. For more, you can find On One Radio on Facebook, YouTube. The name over there is Tony On One, and it is available on most of your favorite podcast sites and apps. If there is a news report that you would like to share, email onOneRadioTalk@gmail.com. Place it to the attention of news reports. Stay safe, take care, and be well. There's